A lot of people don't like to use it. I love it because what it does is it keeps them thermocouples from getting all tangled up,
right,
and dipping inside the pot, and you know, shortening the life of them and everything. So, and I like to do about 6 to 8 inches of this, about right there. What that does is put, now this is a high mass anyways, but it puts this thermocouple and the shield and everything, but we really don't put this in the shield, but we can. I would recommend we do, but because just for extra protection. But it puts all that mass far enough behind the actual profile board so that that mass doesn't influence the readings, okay? So that's another thing it does, is gives us that length, okay? Yeah, we can just save that rest of it for later.
all right.
It's a little bit of extra work because you got to feed it through here, but I think it's worth it. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, and then whatever you want to use on here, 4, 5, I don't know. It's your call. So I think we're probably going to need at least 5 TCs. So we can unravel 5 TCs, slide them through here. That'll be down here at this back side, slide them through there, and then feed them all up to the front side, at least the first 3 to the front side, and then the last 2 we can put, you know, wherever, here and here. See that? Kick does it automatically for you because you guys bought these from Kick, but if you ever buy them from another vendor, they won't separate them. They'll be touching each other. And wherever it's touching, that's where it's going to read. And if it's touching uncontrolled, that means it's just pressed together and there's thermal expansion and contraction, you're going to get noise in your reading. You want a solid weld bead. You want to read right there at a solid weld bead.
So that soldered together?
That's actually it's an arc weld, basically.
Arc weld.
It's a special arc welder in an inert environment. But yeah, but it's some of them, they'll leave them wires together and then they'll arc weld it, but the wires are touching down here, so it's reading down here and not here where that weld bead is.
All right.
So make sure you check that
all the way up. And it's got to be
an inch off the, there you go, an inch off the leading edge.
1 inch from the pallet, right?
Yes, we're going to call this the leading edge. So it's going to be right there. And this we can use Capstone to tape down. Now, what I recommend is this TC. I'll show you when you get time. You have Capstone available?
All right. You want this tape or the Kapton?
Let's do Capstone for that because I don't want to waste that. Tape's expensive.
Kapton. They got Kapton tape back. I mean, we need 4.
It's your call. We need at least 3. Yeah, and then at least 1 more after that.
All right, we got 3 now. Do 1 more. I'm unraveling.
Exactly. All right. So now we're going to pick one. How about this guy? Where's he at?
Right here. This one.
All right, pull him back just real quick. Perfect. All right. And we're going to call him right there in the middle, air. That'll work. All right, Kapton, please. Another piece, please. Now we're going to get our aluminum tape out. So let's get that roll of aluminum tape. And we don't need much. You got scissors?
We got a knife.
Okay. So I want you to cut me a 1/2 inch strip going.
No, cut that off out of the way.
Funky part, yeah. All right, and you just cut approximately a 1/2 inch out of that.
Look at that.
A little bit less. That's good, right there. All right, now cut that in half.
Like this
Right in the middle. There you go. All right. Now I always start with the white part because if I leave the blue exposed, I know I got to take it off still. So I start with the clear side, I should say. I'll start with the clear. Now theoretically, we'll want to get some IPA out and really clean that surface. Okay. We're going to go without it for now. But if you got problems with this sticking on, you want to prep that surface. Okay. And by the way, we have a YouTube website. We have our own YouTube channel on YouTube, and there's a video on there showing how to do proper TC attachment. Okay. All right. Does anybody have a pair of tweezers or something? And you'll see when you rub it enough, it'll start coming up on its own. See it starting to separate on its own? The more you rub it, and you rub it enough, and it'll almost come off by itself, and then you just pick it off. All right, make a liar out of it. There you go. Okay? So what we do then is that's thermally conductive, so that'll pick up that temperature of that solder pot right away and give us an accurate measurement of the contact with the solder wave. Okay. That's it. Just call that
W1, you said?
yeah, wave TC1. You can call it WTC1 if you want to, or just W1. All right, and that's all right. So
W2.
yes, thank you. And let me get that other piece of aluminum tape. So again, I'll take the clear side off first. Please. See, that's why I always do the blue, so I don't.
But you leave it open here.
Exactly, so we can get that temperature from above.
Okay.
All right. All right, and then we can go ahead and pull these back just a little bit. Just really easy pull back on. That's it. That's good right there. Nope, we don't need that one. We want to just get that one back a little bit. All right, go ahead. That's it. A little bit more. All right, that'll do it. Let's get another piece of cap ton. So we just do this to keep, like we have an accent, it gets snagged, it doesn't rip everything off. That's all we're doing is kind of protecting our, getting a little insurance policy for the work we just did. All right.
Oh, good.
Okay. So now we got a profile board, and then we can call that whatever, TC1. We got W1, we got W2. We got W2?
Yeah, I got W2.
All right.
Right here.
So we should have air,
That's W1, and this should be air.
and then that one we can call yeah, just call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it SATA 0. 2 set of screws, right?
Okay. So that one goes in there.
Right. I'm going to slide it in for you. There we go. All right. Now we lock them down. You want to get it up on the cart and center it?
Yeah.
If I can make a recommendation, I would do it dead center to make these short as possible. That way you don't get that much bow in there.
You want it dead center?
Yes. All right. Bring that one in. There we go. And then before you clamp those down, let's flip it around and line it up on these so we know we're parallel.
Okay.
And then we got one TC. What do you want to call this TC? SATA 2? SATA 1? SATA 1? That's where it's at. It's measuring. It's measuring SATA 1.
Yeah.
All right, so let's put in 1 for that guy. Now let's do that bead on there.
That looks about 2 inches.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling it. All right, let's call it 2 inches. And then, yep, that one's a 2. There you go. And this one is a
12 inches.
So you said
looks like 13 and a half.
TC2 was 2, right?
That's got to be 2. And you put 13.5 in that one. And do it.
Okay.
All right. And they're open, so we got to plug it in now. So we bring it over here. Set it right here for now. I'll let you do the honors. Remember, air 1, 2, 3, starting from here. And the big one's always on top.
All right, you said air goes here?
Air, yes, sir. And I always remember the big one. The big blade goes on top. There you go. Got to do W1, W2.
Let's see, you had W first.
You can't write.
So mark what.
Big blade on top. Big blade on top. Okay. Let's go back, see if we got any red on there still. And we do. Check it out.
Go back, right?
Yes. We have to go all the way back to the beginning. Because it's a little warm in here. Yeah, let's keep going. And now, I'll let you go ahead. You know where it's at. I know you know where it's at.
It's in this one, right?
Not that one. One before that.
This one?
That one.
And we got
Let's
80.
bump it up to 84. Give us a little buffer. Right, green check to save it. All right, let's get on back to our running the profile. One ahead of that.
Wrong one.
Yeah, that one's just check the hardware. The one above it. Yeah, upper right. There you go. We'll go. Exactly. All right, that's good. Let's arrow forward from here and see what we got. That's good. All right. All right. Make sure we remembered all of our settings. Okay, we're gonna see. It didn't remember. We've got to put that back in.
Okay.
Again. All right. So let's go ahead and click on 4. And hit our TC labels.
Right here?
Right there. Call that SATA 1.
Call it what?
SATA. Sierra Alpha Tango Alpha.
1.
the Sierra Alpha, Tango Alpha. No, Alpha Tango Alpha.
What'd you name it?
Alpha Tango T A.
One more A.
A.
And then one. Letter, and then number 1 right there. All right. Now, let's go back and put 2 inches in there. There you go. 2. Nope, didn't take the keystroke. Do it again. There you go. All right.
Gotta beat it to death.
I know. There you go. And then that one's going to be 13.5. And we are ready to go. No, it's so high that it actually pulls the temperature of the adjacent zone up, so it doesn't regulate at its set point. Okay? And that might not mean anything to you at the time, but if we said, look, this zone is supposed to be, let's say, 120, and it's really 130 because this zone is at 250 and it's pulling it up, then we're basically lying to the software, and then the algorithm that uses those settings to say, okay, this is the thermal characteristics. If I add this much more degrees to it, I can get this. That's not accurate anymore. So we got to make sure that whatever we set our equipment to, reflow, wave solder machine, that is close to within 2 degrees from set point to actual as possible. Make sure our equipment is up to temperature and stable. Okay? That's basically what it's telling you right there.
All right,
Go back and check the equipment, make sure something didn't shut down or whatever, and we're ready to go.
Okay. All right, so everything's good.
Exactly. Double check everything on the equipment. Make sure we're good to go.